This is Cheyenne Valentine. Back today again with a new episode. In today's episode, I want to do a quick video about this one guy. He happened to be a YouTuber, but basically he admitted that he was selfish for wanting two wives. Yeah, he admitted that he was selfish for wanting two wives, and I was so glad that he just admitted that, because I really get tired of some men acting like what they want is fair in that aspect. So let me get to it. So it's a YouTuber. He travels to Africa, Nigeria, a lot, Ghana, back and forth. You might know his videos. I'm not going to say his name. I love his videos. And because I know I want to visit Africa one day, and I even considered possibly moving to Africa maybe in my late 40s or something. I don't know, but I want to visit first. So I stumbled across his videos because I was interested in Black Americans who have, or African Americans, whatever you want to call us, who have traveled to Africa. So in this one video he did, he's in a cab in the back seat with a young lady, and she is African, however you want to say it. She comes from a certain tribe, I just don't remember. So they're talking, and the video initially was about her being an entrepreneur. She says, I think she does real estate, she does hair braiding, and I think she sells skincare products. Don't quote me on that, whatever, but I think that's what she said. So some kind of way he flipped the script on her, and he asked her, can her husband have two wives? Now, I tried to look at her hand in the video. It looks like she doesn't have a ring on. So I guess he was asking her if she was to get married, can her husband have two wives? I don't think she was currently married. That's the vibe I got. She could have been married, I'm not sure, but the vibe I got was that he was trying to find out if he was, to marry her, could he have another wife? He was trying to test the waters, right? So he asked her, can your husband have two wives? And she said, well, no, my husband can't. She basically said no. She had a thick accent, but I think she said no, my husband. She said no, my husband can't. And he said, why can't your husband have more than one wife? She said, why does my husband need more than one wife? That's the question. She said, I will ask my husband, why do you need more than one wife? So then she turned to him and said, if you were married, can your wife have more than one husband or more than one boyfriend? Or, have you, and even if she doesn't have another husband, can she have you as her husband and have a boyfriend or, multiple boyfriends? And he said, never. He said, never. So she started laughing. She said, never. He said, no. He said, but I want to have two wives. And she said, why do you need two wives? He said, look, I can't just have one woman. I need to have two women. She said, but explain to me why, though. I just want to know why. He couldn't come up with an explanation. So he said, look, if you got married and your husband had two wives, you and the other wife could be friends. And he said, well, look, you're an entrepreneur. How can you take care of a household and work too? See how they flipped it? See how you flipped it on her? Now you have men who say, oh, I'm not even gonna go there. They tell you that you shouldn't look for a provider. Then when you go out and make your own money, and they flip on you and say, well, how can you take care of a household if you're providing? You see how they flipping on you, ladies? Okay, which one is it? Should women go for a provider or not? Because if you go for a provider, so when women say I want a provider so I can stay at home and take care of my kids, you men say, oh, well, now you need to help him pay bills. Then when a woman goes out and work, like this woman, she's an entrepreneur, then the dude hits her with, oh, well, how can you work and raise kids? That's why you need a second wife to come in and raise the kids. You see how basically whatever they'll tell you anything to get what they want. See, that's why I figured a long time ago that some of these men don't even believe half the shit they're saying. They're just saying whatever to convince you so that they can get what they want. Because basically what they want is, in an ideal world, they would want to just have a lot of different women to have sex with and not give them any money. That's basically what they want. So whatever they got to say to get that, they're going to do that. So he says, well, you're an entrepreneur. How you going to take care of a business and, be at home and be a wife? So she said, I can do that. She said, I'll be able to take care of the household. She says, if my husband want to have 7 or 8 kids, she said, I'm available for that. She said, I don't feel comfortable with another woman raising my child. That's what she told him. She said, I do not feel, because he kept saying, well, if you have a sister wife, that's what they're called, she could be at home raising the kids while you're working. And she's like, why would I have a child basically for another woman to raise? She said, no, I want to be at home with my children. So he don't need a second wife. I don't need him to bring in a second wife to watch my children. If he's the one, he should be out there working while I stay at home with my children. So he tried to flip it on her. And then she flipped it back. And he said, well, I want 2 women because they both can share me. This is what he said. He said, both women can have me and they can share me. I can't be with just one woman. And she kept asking him, well, why you can't be with just one woman? Why? Because he said, I have to have 2 women. And she kept asking him, why do you need 2 women? He could not come with a legitimate explanation. He literally couldn't. So then he said, look, she said, why do you need 2 women? He said, look, I'm selfish. And he turned his head around, looked out the window. He said, I'm selfish. I can't. And he said he was selfish after she asked him, because I'm backtracking a little bit. When she asked him, well, can your wife or wives have another husband or boyfriend? He said, never. And she said, well, that's, I don't understand that. He said, I'm selfish. He admitted it. He admitted he was selfish. So him saying he's selfish, that's admitting that basically you want something that's not fair to the other party. You're admitting it. But instead of you just coming out saying, I'm a selfish bastard and what I want is unrealistic, but I'm just going to still, if you silly enough to give it to me, then I'm going to take it. Just say that. But no, it's trickery involved, because he knows when she broke it down, he didn't have a rebuttal, because for one, he could not even explain to her why he needed 2 women. He literally couldn't explain it. She kept asking him and he just couldn't come up with a reason. Then he wouldn't leave her alone, y'all. He kept pushing the issue. He says, well, if your husband can't have another wife, can he have a mistress? And you know what she said? She said, yeah, he can, but I don't want to know about her. She said, what he does when I'm not around, I don't want to know. She said, I do not want him to have a mistress. But she says, if that's what he decides to do, I don't want to know about her. She says, as long as when he's around me, he treats me with love and affection. He respects me. And as long as I cannot tell that it's another woman, she's like, I'm okay with that. And then he asked her, he said, okay. He said, well, if your husband can have a mistress, are you going to sleep with other men? Are you going to have a boyfriend? She said, no, I cannot do that. I just can't. She didn't explain why she couldn't do it. She just said, no, I can't. So he was like, so you're telling me that your husband can have a mistress. You're cool with that as long as you don't know about her. But at the same time, you're not going to have a dude that you mess around with or a boyfriend. And she said, no, I can't do that. I just can't do that. And then he said, well, you're a good African woman. Well, you're a good African woman. So the driver, he turned the camera, because this guy was filming it the whole time, the YouTuber. Then he turned the camera on the driver, and he asked the driver, he says, do you want 1 wife or 2 wives? And the driver says, I'm not married currently. And this man looked damn near late 40s, hitting 50, and still wasn't married. I mean, well, damn, when do they want to get married? Never? So he said he wasn't married. I'm like, damn, you not married yet? Good grief. So he said, so you ain't ready to settle down with a woman at all. Good God. So he said that, no, I'm currently not married. He said, but if or when I decide to get married, I only want 1 wife. So the YouTuber said, are you going to get a mistress? He says, yes, I will have a mistress. Then the guys in the car started laughing, the YouTuber and the taxi driver, and the girl, she was sitting behind the driver in the back seat, and she hit him upside the head, not hard, but she was like hitting him upside his head, like, why would you do that? And she starts saying, I'm gonna tell your wife that you want more than 1 girlfriend or whatever. But the reason why I'm telling this story is because he admitted that he was being selfish, that it was just all about him, and that, and you might say, what is he being selfish about? He's being selfish the fact that he wants to have 2 wives, but neither wife can have another guy. another husband or just another guy they have intercourse with. They all supposed to be faithful to him. And if he thought that was normal, if he really thought that was okay, he wouldn't have said he was selfish. Also, if he really thought it was okay that he needed to have 2 women, then he would have explained why. She kept asking him, why do you need 2 women? He just said he just need 2 women. He can't handle one. And he's like, they can share him. Share you? Motherfucker, excuse my language. Why do they have to share you when it's all these other men out here? Why share one man? I mean, I don't get it. Okay, fine. If they both want to be with you, that's fine. And then they should be able to be with other men too. Just like you're with another woman. I mean, I don't understand. And let's not pretend like if he has 2 wives that he's not going to cheat on those 2 wives with other women. Let's stop pretending like these men with multiple wives are only having intercourse with their wives. Come on, y'all. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I have guys in my comment section keep trying to convince me that a woman is only supposed to have sex with one guy or only accept one penis, but a man is built to sleep with multiple women. Let's talk about this, okay? I don't agree with you. I don't. Now, the woman is receiving, so there's only so much she can take. Women need breaks in between. I'm not insinuating that a woman can handle thousands of men and all that. I never said that. But a man, you can't handle thousands of women. You can't be a husband and a father to all these different kids. And women, we have so many. We're more complicated. So you mean to tell me you can marry 5 or 6 women and give each woman equal amount of attention and love and affection? You can't even satisfy 6 women sexually. How do I know? I've watched shows called Sister Wives, and like I said, if there's 5 wives, each wife get the husband one day out the week. So Amy might have the husband Monday, Jennifer might have him Tuesday, Kim might have him Wednesday, and then, you know, after Friday, once the last wife have him, then it goes back to the beginning. So maybe 2 of the wives will get to have intercourse with him twice a week if they're lucky. And if he has, and let's just say that on that particular day he's with that particular wife, and that's her, let's say her day is Thursday. If he has something going on where he can't spend time with her or take her on a date or give her any penis, she has to wait till next Thursday or whenever her turn comes back up. And she can't spend, if she want to just, you know, hang out with him on Tuesday, she can't, because that's the other wife's time. No. One man can't satisfy multiple women. Now, if you're just saying one man can just run through, you know, random chicks, I mean, and a woman can run through random dudes. If you're talking about just a person having intercourse with a person, multiple people once or twice, and ghosting them and going to the next person, men and women can do that. What are you talking about? Like, they physically can do that. But if you're talking about marrying multiple women and being there emotionally, spiritually, I mean, and financially, how you gonna handle that? Because I have watched the shows with the sister wives, and I didn't get upset. I watched it because I really want to know how they lived, how they get along with their sister wives, and could this type of situation work for women. And nothing I noticed about the sister wives, and that's what they call that situation where it's one husband and multiple wives, and the wives call each other sister wives. I noticed one episode with this sister wife stuff, they all went on a trip with the husband, 5 wives, the kids by him, and the husband. And you know, like in what I said in the video, the guy was telling the girl in the back seat of the cab, saying, "Oh, well, if I have a second wife, she can watch your kids while you go to work." Remember he said that? And let's not pretend that this woman is going to, the woman that's watching her child is not going to look at her child the way she looks at her child. Yeah, you can, how can I say this? Okay. A child that comes out of a woman, she's going to be more attached to that child than maybe a stepchild or a child she adopts. I'm not saying she can't love them equally. I'm not saying that, but in a significant amount of cases, she's going to have a stronger connection with the child she birthed out of her vagina. So to tell this woman to have a baby just so another woman can watch her child because you want a second vagina, that's very disgusting to me. And so why I'm breaking this up is because when I seen the episode of them on vacation, I noticed that each wife was only kind of tending to her children that she had by him. But I thought we all were sister wives and we just one big happy family. So what I'm trying to say is that, okay, the guy want to make it seem that if you have 3 other sister wives and all you all had kids by him, that those wives are going to treat your children the way they treat their own. They might can love your children too, but their child is top priority. I remember in some of those episodes, each woman to have her a long time with him, arguing with him about things he's not doing. It was a mess. Like, I'm just like, I don't see how they can. And then when they was on vacation, one woman was arguing with him, the other woman was just watching her kids climb or do whatever, but she wasn't watching the other women's children. And I know you're gonna say, well, the other women are there to watch their own kids, but technically all those kids are y'all kids, right? Y'all one big damn happy family, right? So no, I don't trust that. Talking about some sister wife watching my child while I'm at work. No. So it seems like men are going through it's like men will go to no lengths. Some men will go to no lengths to convince women to participate in this thing where, you know, they're sharing him. It seems like a lot of men get off to women sharing him. I've seen this multiple times where men have women fighting over them and they love it. Some of them effing love it, and they won't admit it. They might admit it to their boys, to their friends, but to you women, they're gonna act innocent. Like, I didn't do anything. They like when women fight over them. They like, for their ego, they like saying, I have multiple women that want me. They get off to it. Just like, you know, women like attention from a lot of people. But men take it to the next level. Like, they will literally try to convince you that you're only meant to sleep with one dude. Like, first of all, how many women do you know only slept with one dude in their whole lifetime? How many women do you know that slept with one guy? Did I say one woman? One guy their entire lifetime? Like, how many women do you know that only slept with one dude? And this one guy said to me, well, a woman is only supposed to have one penis inside of her. You mean at a time? But I think he meant, you know, obviously she's only supposed to have intercourse with one guy, one penis in a lifetime. Okay, then why is it that I know most women have slept with more than one guy? Why is it that her body is not rejecting the other penis that she's accepting? If her body's only supposed to accept one penis, why is her body not physically rejecting the other penises? Okay, can you explain that to me? You can't, because this is my thing with men that really bothers me. Their high sex drive doesn't even bother me. It's not the high sex drive that bothers me. It's the fact that they know how it feels to have desires for other people. They know how it feels to want a variety of sexual partners, but they want to take that from women. And that's the part I don't understand. Like, for these people to have such a high sex drive, okay, and love sleeping with different people, why they have such a problem with a woman sleeping with more than one guy? If y'all can explain that to me, then that would really help me out, because I don't get it, because you understand how it is to want to sleep with different sexual partners. Now, the average woman, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, okay? I don't think the average woman, I can tell just from dealing with women, the average woman does not have a super high sex drive. Y'all can say that's not true all you want to, they don't. So because of that, men are using this against most women and saying, oh, well, you don't desire to sleep with multiple men, so therefore you shouldn't be doing it. But I desire to sleep with multiple women, so let me do my thing while you be faithful to me. That'll never fucking happen. I'm gonna tell you why. Because while women might not have a sex drive as high as yours, we still have a sex drive. Does it make sense? Yeah, we can go without sex longer, and we don't necessarily need it. We just want it, but we still have a sex drive. So just as well. So if a man and woman's in an open relationship, yeah, the man might sleep with 100 women, where a woman might take down maybe two. Okay, if she's in a relationship with him and they have an open relationship, depending on this woman's mindset, how many attractive men she run into, depending on a lot of things about her, she might run into 2 dudes that year she want to sleep with, actually have intercourse with. It might be 1, it might be 4, I don't know. With men though, they'll sleep with every damn body. So men just think because women don't want to sleep with as many men as they want to sleep with as women. I think I'm saying this right. Men think just because women do not want to jump in a bed with every man they see, that, okay, her desire, I'm going to use that against her. Well, sir, yeah, she might not want to sleep with every dude she see, but there is 1 or 2 men she wouldn't mind sleeping with. Don't ever forget that. So if you open up that relationship, you know she's going to find a dude she want to sleep with, and you know for a fact there's tons of men lying around the corner that want to be with your woman, and that's what you're afraid of. See, I think with men, the reason why they want to convince women that we're not meant to sleep with multiple men. Now, I didn't say that women are meant to physically screw hundreds of men. I never said that, because women are receiving. But at the same time, men, I know a guy that had intercourse, and he had a cold, the flu, I think, and And he said he was having intercourse with this woman and his penis was hurting. Now, I never heard of a man's penis hurting. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor said to him, you have the flu, you have a cold. So why are you having intercourse? He's like, you need to not have sex when you have a cold. So the cold, the flu, I keep saying cold, the flu was affecting his body. So when he was having intercourse with her, it was hurting his penis. And the doctor said, sir, you have the flu. You need to refrain from having sex. So men think they are unstoppable. Like, they feel like nothing can hurt them physically, right? They feel like penis can move mountains or something. So it was funny when he said that. So they always want to talk about women can't handle certain stuff. And true, a woman can only handle so much, but a man too, you got to take care of your private areas too. Okay. You can't just be jumping every woman either. And, let's talk about HIV and STDs and all this other stuff. Let's talk about all of it, because you can get a sexually transmitted disease just like a woman. So don't act like you are immortal and nothing's going to happen to you and you could jump from woman to woman. You still have a biological body that can get a disease and something can happen to you. Okay, so let's not forget that when you keep talking about what women shouldn't be doing with their body. Let's talk about what you shouldn't be doing with yours. There's herpes out here. There's a lot of stuff out here. Okay, chlamydia, but you don't care though, right? You feel that your penis can move mountains, but it don't work like that. And I think these men, like I said, for the ego, they basically want to be with multiple women, right? But they want to convince each woman to only be faithful to them. Now, one guy told me dudes do this because they want the women to be available for them sexually. They don't ever want another guy to take up her time. But I told him, I said, okay, if a man is sleeping with 50 women, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them are going to be available if he called them. So if he go through his list of women that he's having sex with, at least 2 of them going to be available at any given time. So my thing about it is, okay, what does it matter if all those 50 women have other boyfriends? How does that affect you? Like you said, at least long as a couple of them are available at any given time when you call, you can still get laid. So it's deeper than that to me. They basically want to convince women that they should not be sexually liberated at all and enjoy sex with any other man other than one dude. But they want women to be A-okay with them sleeping with every fucking body, right? Excuse my language, sleeping with everybody. And they are dedicated to spreading this garbage. And I think it's an ego thing. I think they like the idea of having multiple women at their disposal sexually, but it's deeper than sex. They want to have her emotionally and mentally. They enjoy emotionally torturing women. That's what I think. They enjoy having all these women pining over them and crying over them and being devastated over them while they don't care about none of them. They get off to that. And I've seen a situation on the news where a guy, you all might have seen this too. It was a guy and 2 women. He had a baby with one, I think, and was dating the other one. The 2 women basically got into it. And I think one of the women hit the other woman with a car. They were fighting over him. When the reporter asked him what happened, he had no emotional attachment to these women, even though I think one was pregnant or one had a baby with him. So no emotional attachment. He's sleeping with both of them. He was explaining to the reporter what happened, and they said, well, why were they fighting? He said they was fighting over me. I am handsome, and he smiled. Now somebody just almost lost their life, but this dude is smiling. You see what I'm saying? So this dude is actually getting off to the fact that 2 women are fighting over him. And if he could have had 20 women fighting over him, he would. If he could have had 30. That's why I tell women, don't fight over no dude. Now, yeah, if the other woman's disrespecting you, you put her in her goddamn place. But to be out here fighting over a dude who would never fight over you, or if he fought over you, it would be an ego thing and he'll be right back to cheating on you. No, don't even deal with it. Don't fight over him. Like I said, she's disrespecting you, you put her in her place. But he's the common denominator, because sometimes they're lying to both of y'all. He's telling you one thing, telling her something else. Now y'all hate each other, want to fight over him when he's off sleeping with another woman while y'all fighting. So y'all fighting each other while he's adding more women to the list. Like, I wouldn't even know. He's not worth it. That's what they want. Some of these dudes, I'm not saying it's not all of them, but some of them like women fighting over them. They get off to it. So they want to convince you that, oh no, you're not meant to sleep with more than one guy. Even if it's one other dude than him. That's blasphemy. You're a whore. You deserve to be stoned. The Bible said so. But with him, but I meant to, go forth and multiply, and I'm meant to have multiple kids that I can't take care of, and I'm meant to sleep with all these different women without condoms. That's God ordained me to do that. But you woman, you are beneath me, and you're supposed, like, I actually heard a dude on YouTube say he doesn't give women oral sex. They should give him oral sex because they are beneath him. And this dude was 34. So this is the kind of men in the age range that I got to deal with. Immature, hate women. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't understand how, you already don't want to provide. Now you don't even want to give a woman oral sex now. Now she's supposed to get on her knees and suck you off, but you can't return the favor. See, nah. But I'm gonna make another video about that dude. But yeah, like they're so quick to push this narrative on you about you supposed to reduce your sexual options to very little, or basically just to one guy, but he's supposed to sleep with all these people. But you would think he will understand your desire to possibly want to sleep with somebody else. I mean, he desires to do it all the time, and he's doing it all the time. So, like, no, it's for their ego. They can try to push this narrative all they want to. I'm not buying it. If a woman was only meant to be with one penis, then that means her body would have rejected the other penises she accepts. And the dude admitted in the video he's selfish. He admitted he has no logical explanation for why he wants to have two women. He's being selfish. And if you want two women, fine. Just make sure those other two women can have other men too.